Hi guys, welcome to our channel. We are the Atties. My name is Brisha and I'm from America.
Hi guys, my name is Prince and I'm from Nigeria.
Woo woo.
Nigeria know they carry last. We know they agree.
and, and today we're going to be sharing our love story. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So I was pretty much single for the entire time up until I met my husband. I didn't really have boyfriends in high school, not even in college, but I definitely had guys that I would crush on. But they, unfortunately, they never turned into a serious relationship. And it would bother me sometimes, because I would see my friends or maybe even strangers, in seemingly loving relationships. And that's just what I desired. It was definitely my heart's desire. But I eventually came to a point where I decided to be truly content in my singleness and enjoy the single life. Like I did fun things with my friends. We hung out, we traveled, we had fun. And I just settled in my heart that at the right time, love would find me. And it did. So obviously. um, so just to tell y'all a little bit about what I was looking for in a partner is number one, Christian. We are both Christians. My
Proudly
faith,
Christian.
right? My faith is important to me, and I wanted my husband to be a Christian because we have to be equally yoked. Like that's so important. You have to be on the same page. So Christian, I wanted him to be physically attractive. Honestly, come on, girls, you know what I'm talking about. I wanted to be attracted to him. I wanted him to be smart, intelligent, kind-hearted. Um, what's one thing I put on my list? I made a list, girls. Um, he has to love his mom, have a good relationship with his mother. What else? It's so many things I wrote down on my list, but he turned out to be more than what I could have asked for. So it all worked out.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
My turn now.
Tell them about your single life.
Alright guys, it's now my turn. Yeah, single life was really, really exciting for me because I was the ladies' man. Back then in school, I had a two-man team. We're always the top dress from Monday to Friday. So ladies find those kind of guys attractive then. I don't know about now if they still find guys who really dress good attractive. So they will always come around me. They will always want to, ask questions that are not even relevant, at the moment, and just want to be our clique. They just want to be our friends and just be close, and then some of them will give you some passes. There's something we call green light in Nigeria. Some will give you green light, but because I was really a focused guy and just about my studies and serving the Lord, because serving the Lord was something that was really of priority to me right back then when I was growing up, since I was 9 years old. Fast forward, yeah, finished school. Moved back to Lagos. Lagos is a state in Nigeria, and just continue serving the Lord. And then eventually, I got a job that will make me work from Monday to Sunday. So from Monday to Sunday, I was at the office, and then sometimes I go to work and then come back, maybe probably by 8, 9 p.m. And you all know, for those who stay in Lagos, you all know how Lagos traffic is and all of that stuff. So there was really no time for serious relationship. Even as I go to work Monday to Sunday, I'm also in church for choir rehearsals. I was doing exciting thing for myself. I was involved in the choir. I've always sung in the choir. I love soccer, so I was always watching soccer. I was backtrack. One time I used to travel to states, like about 16 states and all of that for our Save the Children campaign. If you know what Save the Children campaign is, you can Google it. So I was the king. So I had to do a lot of travels, go to schools, go to talk to young people and all of that. So it was really a busy life. There was really no serious relationship like that until later. when I met someone who I thought, or we both thought, we were in love with ourselves, and then it wasn't really what I was looking for in a relationship, and we just had different pathways, and there was no connection. So if one thing about relationship, there has to be a connection, and that bond has to grow. That friendship has to be there for you to be able to call yourself boyfriends and girlfriend and be in love. So that really didn't work. And then I just moved on, and I'd always had a list of who I actually wanted to marry. And I'm going to say this one for the first time. I'm sure my wife has never heard this. I'm going to say this for the first time. You know, not not like I made a list, like wrote down, but I had, I'm
Mental
someone,
list.
yes, I'm someone who thinks mental, I really think far ahead. So I already had the mindset. And I said, I remember, one, she has to love the Lord, be a believer for real, and then two, she has to be a light skinned lady. And the reason why I said she has to be a light skinned lady, that time I used to think, I was like, so you can imagine that you're in a crowd, and then the hall is seated, everybody's seated, and then your wife just walks in with a light skin and chubby self. I love people that are chubby, with a chubby self. We call it chubby in Nigeria. I don't know what you guys, okay, yeah, what do you call people that are chubby?
I guess chubby.
Chubby. Yeah, she has to be fleshy. That's just the thing.
Thick.
Thick. Yes,
Thick.
she has to be thick, and then she has to be light skinned. So like in the hall, and you just sit down, you see your wife walking from the door, and then everybody just turns. Everybody just turns. So that's my kind of idea of physically and all of that, and then she has to be chubby, and that was it. So I just had that list, and then of course, the friendship has to be there. Um, she has to be friends with my friends as well. She has to really be a home girl. What I mean by a home girl, like cultured, properly cultured. So I had all of those stuff, all in my head, and there are a long list of them. If I want to talk about them now, we will not have time. Yeah. So I had all of those lists, and eventually, God brought her my way. All right, guys. So we're going to be talking about how we met. So I was on Facebook. Facebook usually gives suggestions of friends or something. So I believe that I was a friend to one of our friends already on Facebook, which currently we don't even know where she is right now. And then,
Because he was just like adding a bunch of people, just
mm,
random people, just trying to befriend random people. And one of my friends ended up being one of his friends. And I
yeah,
think I ended up on his people you may know list.
good.
So
So people you may know, Facebook brought that people you may know, and our face popped up, and I saw a profile picture that was bright, shining, all happy, and all of that. I'm like, who is this girl? Yes, I checked the profile pictures. Usually, I don't really do that stuff, but I checked her profile picture and then saw that she was thick. I sent her a friend request. I sent her a friend
wait,
request.
did you even check my posts? Like, did you
Mm,
check any of my
no, I
posts?
didn't check the
Try to
post.
see if I was, a Christian.
No, I'm
I
not
could
gonna
have been a
lie.
crazy person and you just sent me a message just because he liked my appearance.
Because you are not you are not a crazy person. So I was following the spirit, guys. So the Bible says watch and pray. So I was watching and I was praying, as well. So yeah, I sent the request, but I can't remember if she actually responded really quick or something, or she took some days, because normal her, she's definitely going to take days before she gets to respond. But eventually, um, I noticed myself going into her inbox. So I sent a message. Do we still have that? Okay, we're going to display that on the screen so that you see our first message, my first message to her. So it seems like I said hello or hi or something. And that message was there for, I keep saying it that it stayed there for almost 2 years, but she said it's a lie, that it's probably like 6, 7 or 8 months. But that, even at that, that was a long time. So I sent her a message, and she didn't respond. I sent another message, she didn't respond. When men are actually trying to get girls' attention. Hello, how are you? Are you good? No response. I didn't get that response. So I just moved on with my life. I just moved on with my life. And then maybe after a while, after a long while, she responded.
My version of the story. Okay, so let me start by saying I was in a place in life where I was desiring um, companionship. Like, okay, remember I
Right.
told y'all I was content in my single life, but then I got to a place where I was desiring male companionship. I even told one of my friends that I was like, this is how I'm feeling. And at the time, we were planning to go on a cruise ship together. Me and my friend Simone. Hey, girl, we were going on a cruise ship, and I think it was like a couple of weeks before we left that his message came in. I think I was in the parking lot at Walmart, and something just, let me not say something. It was the Holy Spirit
Yeah, of
who
course.
prompted me to finally respond. And I think my response was,
You just don't want to stop. Something like
yeah,
that.
my response was something like, you are persistent. You are quite the persistent one. And then he was like, yes, I am, sis. And I was like, okay, but we eventually, like, I was going to Walmart, I was shopping, I was getting my groceries, and we were messaging back and forth. And it was just like, we couldn't stop communicating, we couldn't stop talking.
Let me hold on. When she responded, I said, "Yes, I got you." Guys, guess what I did? Ah, man. I went from introducing my. You see, I spoke. I think I a long time, like introducing myself, who I am, this, that, why I'm chatting her. This, the message was long, actually. To really hit her so much. Let her just know that this person,
This is real.
this is real.
I'm
Straight
serious.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just started chatting before the cruise ship. I was even talking to him on the cruise ship, y'all, and the cell service is not the best. Like, I remember even going up to the top deck or wherever the restaurants are.
Just to touch.
That's where I had reception, and I was like, okay, we're texting, I'm enjoying the conversation that we're having. So that's just how it happened, and I just felt in my spirit like, okay, this is right. Like, I felt peace about it. So yeah, that's how we met. Back to his version of the story, which is incorrect. I did
No,
not ignore
absolutely,
him. I did not ignore you for 2 years.
absolutely correct.
It was not 2 years.
Yes, it
No,
was.
no, 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 no. It was weeks.
Yes, it
I'm
was.
correct. I'm correct. You can look at the
Guys,
message.
don't listen to
Didn't
her.
you say we were gonna post the screenshot of the
Oh,
message?
okay. Oh, yeah, we
So
will.
it shows 1 month he said, "Hey," no response. Another month he said, "Hey, how are you?" No response. And then the third month,
No,
month three is when I replied to
I
you.
don't agree, babe. I don't agree, babe. I still say it took almost a year plus or 2 years plus before she responded, because I remember when I sent her a request, and then for a long time sent a
Maybe it took
message,
me a long time to accept your friend request.
not just the request, the response to the message. Took a while.
Okay, well, let me tell y'all why I was hesitant, and I'm sure the ladies know what I mean. Is you get the guys sliding in your DMs a lot, okay? And most of the time they're not after a genuine relationship,
Yeah, true. True.
So you have to really vet these guys.
And be sure.
You need to be sure who you're talking to, who you're giving your time to. So when I finally responded to him, like,
It never stopped. It was consistent message. Like
yeah,
every minute we were speaking, talking to herself.
and I
So
had
that
to,
tells you something.
yeah, and I had to like verify, okay, is this real? Because I've had guys who would message me and it just seemed off. Like, maybe they would be rushing me into a relationship, and I'm like, wait, we're not even friends yet. I don't know you. Why are you such in a rush? So with him it was different. The conversation was, what would you describe our conversation? It was just,
Cordial friendship.
yeah, it was a
You
real
know,
friendship. We were genuinely getting to know each other.
it
It
was a
was just,
process.
yeah, it was just a nice time. And it felt right. Like I said, I felt peace about him. He didn't have bad intentions. He genuinely wanted to get to know me. He was respectful in his conversation. We talked about our faith. We talked about God. church. You know, we talked about our lives. We just got to know each other on a deeper level over time. It definitely took time for us to truly get to know each other, but we had a firm foundation. I'm just grateful for that. So eventually we did get into long distance dating. Um, yeah, it was awkward because, of course, you know dating as being in person.
In person.
So this was all new to me. Not
New to
only,
me too.
well, yeah, new to you in long distance sense, but it was new to me because this was like my first real,
I can understand. You know
like,
that?
connection with somebody that's
A
like,
Nigerian for that matter.
yeah, and he had to be on the other side of the world for that matter. But that was difficult, but that's how we know dating is you being in the same city, the same area with somebody, y'all going out to the movies, going out to eat. We didn't have that. All we had was our conversation, and it was difficult at times, but we got through it obviously because we're together now. We're married now. Um, so yeah, like that's all I would say about long distance dating. Is just really difficult. But when you stay focused on the goal and when you recognize that it's something like greater behind it, like we both recognized that God was behind our connection. We just knew we had to stay the course, and we would eventually meet in person, and we did. So
Yes, we did. It was a good distance relationship. And you know what kept us going? I mean, guys, we spoke every day.
yeah,
In fact,
I was at work chatting him on Messenger. I was like hiding because the job that I was at, we could not have our phones out, and
yeah.
I was
So
messaging,
she was
sneaking and
sacrificing
messaging.
for me because she loved the Niger boy, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah. So I can say that we did it for almost 3 or 4 years. You know numbers. Can remember
Well,
numbers.
we didn't tell them what year we met, so it was 2019, guys, when I first responded to his message and we started talking. It was 2019, and I think we were long distance dating up until 2021 because
2021, 2022, or
you
thereabout.
proposed in 2021.
Oh, okay, yes. So it was really one of those experiences that
Two
sometimes,
years.
yeah, 2 years long distance relationship, one of those experiences that you just wish that sometimes your loved one could just be around you, you know. But what kept us strong was the fact that we never stopped talking in a day. I think we only missed twice talking in 2 years, you know. And what really happened that time was it? I think we didn't have electricity, you know, as Niger is. Yeah.
Y'all, y'all electricity is not constant.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the issue was this particular time we stopped talking, you didn't have data on your phone.
Okay, I think one of those things, and maybe I didn't have money to, so it was just only twice. So for 2 years, we spoke every day, either through calls, through chat. We were constantly engaging. So, and that wasn't by our grace. That wasn't something that we could not naturally just do. It was just the Holy Spirit helping us, you know, connecting so well, you know, because who would tell me that I could ever, or tell her that she could ever be in a long distance relationship with someone not in the same space we are, or me, the same thing too, not in the same space. So we just kept talking, and yeah, and then the challenges, like I mentioned, you know, sometimes you just feel like hugging because touching is my love language, you know. I be man of God, though.
Physical touch
Physical touch.
is your love
Physical
language.
touch is my love language. So I would always want to maybe go for weddings with someone I call my girlfriend, and then walking side by side, coming out from the car or something. You know, that kind of feeling. Or we go to church together. You know, go to see movies together if we have to see movies. We go to watch soccer together. Just do things together. So that was one of some of the challenges I faced. You know, it wasn't really easy for me. And sometimes people ask you, where's your are you married? And you say no. Okay, where's your girlfriend? And you feel like you might want to say, oh, she's not here with me. And like all this kind of stuff. So,
It
but
was
if she was,
definitely a challenge, especially
yes,
like when we would have video calls and you would like see, I would see your face on the other, on my phone, and I would wish I can touch it, like
she always wanted to touch
what?
my beard. Those challenges were some of the challenges we had, and yeah, like I said, we kept going. The Holy Spirit was just in it. We just kept going at it, and yeah, and yeah, so that was it.
Yeah, you mentioned people asking you like, "Where's your girlfriend?" Or I definitely went through that, especially when I would be at work. Remember, I said I would kind of like sneak away to chat him, and I remember one of my coworkers at the time, "Why are you smiling at your phone?" And I'm like,
Somebody is making us
"I'm
smile.
caught."
Somebody is making us smile.
But I never really like volunteered the information, like, "Oh, I'm dating somebody long distance," because it was still kind of
Not even
new.
your mom. It took you a while to tell your mom, yeah?
Yeah, because we started talking in September of 2019. Oh wow. I don't think I told my mom about you until I want to say,
COVID. Or after COVID.
yeah, because COVID was 2020. But for some reason, I remember telling her about you in November. Oh gosh, that's still soon. September, October, November. That's just 2 months later that I told her about
You already fell in love so much, man.
you. Yeah, it had to be that. Um, but yeah, those were our challenges. It definitely got difficult at times. But the good thing about it is we were intentional about saving money. We really wanted to meet in person. Remember, we started saving money. We talked about,
Yeah.
like intentionally putting money aside for a plane ticket.
Yeah.
And of course, I wanted him
To come
to
over.
visit me
Yeah,
first.
you remember some of us who are in Nigeria, we know how difficult it is for me to go over there. So and it's easy for them to come over, but we just wanted to give it a try. So those are one of the things that really made us not to see early enough. Because the process, and then they say we have a name. Nigerians have a name, so it would be really difficult to cross over. So until she came.
Yeah, I eventually visited him first, and that happened in 2021. Um, so we're gonna go deeper into our meeting in real life, but what I was getting at before is I wanted him to visit me first, and it was obviously difficult, and I remember discussing it with my mom, and she was like, "Well, he should come here
What?
first. He should be the one to come here first. You're gonna go over there. And I agreed with her. Like I was like, yeah, he should definitely. I'm
Yeah, I
the I'm the
remember.
lady. He should
Mm-hmm.
definitely visit me first.
Mm-hmm.
But then eventually I had a change of heart. I was like, well, if I have the money, and it's easier for me to visit him, why would I deny myself,
Yeah.
of finding out if we can really be something? So I originally planned to visit in 2020. I had even bought my ticket
Yeah.
actually,
Right.
but yeah, but
COVID.
COVID happened, so that was that. I could not visit, and we stuck it out. We were still in a relationship, but we were doing COVID together, even though we were physically apart. But we were both at home. We both were not working at the time. We were quarantining together, and wow, I mean, that was something.
Guys, she was crazily in love. After 1 year, she wants to come see me.
Really. Yeah, so we didn't see each other in 2020, but it did happen in 2021. I want to go back a little bit to COVID. So during COVID, I was working in retail and I was full time, but during quarantine, they for some reason decided to, I don't know, make me part time. I don't really remember the situation, but I was part time. And okay, so during the time we weren't working for quarantine, I think I was receiving like unemployment. And then when they, like, I guess demoted me to part time, I was still able to get unemployment. And do y'all remember those like extra payments, like those extra unemployment payments? I was receiving like a lot of money, and I was like, oh, well, this is nice. So I saved that money and I used it to
She has
buy.
the culture of saving, that for sure.
I used it to buy my plane ticket to Nigeria. Wow. Yeah. So that's what I did. So I planned everything out. I chose to stay in an Airbnb opposed to a hotel, and I made sure like it had 2 bedrooms because we don't believe in, we did not want
Two bedroom,
to be,
equally yoked.
having sex before marriage. We were both committed to that. So yeah, I booked the Airbnb after I bought my ticket, and I was just planning, 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 and I did it. Like it was, now that I think back on it, it was like
Did you
wow,
tell them your
crazy.
mom didn't want you to go?
Yeah, well,
Tell them.
she didn't want me to go to be the first one to visit him. And then when I eventually decided, like, I'm definitely going to Nigeria, like, I even bought my luggage. And she was like, when I bought my luggage, she knew it was real. When I bought my luggage, my mom knew I was serious. And I had to have a talk with her, like,
Yeah, that talk is important. If your mom
yeah.
doesn't agree, just listen.
Well, I want to say value your mom's opinion because moms are mostly right. But, I had to look at it as I'm an adult. I owe myself this chance. Like I owe it to myself to see if this could work, and it's not
Yeah,
gonna work unless I step out and visit him. And guys, I had never traveled
never.
alone. I had never flown on a plane. This was my first time flying, my first time traveling internationally. It was crazy, and now when I think back on it, I'm
Oh,
like,
for me,
wow, I did that. And people would say it's dangerous, it's dangerous. Even my family, my dad, they would say, oh, I know people wwho've been there to Nigeria and
they
it's
never came back.
dangerous and you need to be careful. But I just decided to do it, and I knew he would obviously take care of me. My mom even had a talk with him before I left. Like,
Please tell them what your mom said.
what did she say?
If anything happens to my daughter, I will find you.
I will find you. My mama. And she was serious too because me and my mom,
Besties.
we're close like that. And I definitely understood her concerns. Like I understood everybody's concerns, but I just had to do this for me, for us. Like I said, I owed it to myself. So, I stepped out. It was like a leap of faith. I did that. It was like I said, it was the first time for me traveling alone internationally, first time flying on a plane. And I did it. And it was fun. It was exciting. I was like, I want to do this again. I want to
She
travel
loves
all the
Lagos,
time.
Nigeria.
I love Lagos. Like I enjoy myself so much, y'all. Like I love Nigeria. Like me, you, Nigeria. I like it. Like I can't wait to go back, honestly. And by the way, I did go back a second time after that, but now I'm talking about I want to go back for a third and fourth and fifth time.
Forever.
But yeah, let's see.
No.
When
So
I
so let me tell them my part of
no
this of the arrival. So she eventually
the arrival.
the
Oh, okay.
arrival. So I was expecting her. The flight took almost 13 hours, about 13 hours or so.
I had to travel to Atlanta first, and then the flight to Nigeria was from Atlanta. That flight from Atlanta to Nigeria is 11 plus hours. So if you count that plus the time it took to fly from Jackson to Atlanta, yeah, it's probably 13 hours.
13 hours. So she eventually, I was really anxious. I was anticipating. I was excited. I was overwhelmed. I was everything, So we are going to post the videos as well, where you see when she came in, the arrival and all of that, So she came into Lagos, Nigeria. I was at the airport that early morning, and I waited for her and saw her, and we hugged herself. She was happy to see me, and then we finally drove to the hotel. Sorry, the Airbnb.
Hmm.
Yeah, we stayed there, and then
How was it? Like when you saw me in person for the first time,
mhm.
was I what you expected? Like, did you have any worries about our connection, like our, what's it called, chemistry in person?
Well, when I was expecting you, I wasn't worried about anything. I was so sure, when when the Holy Spirit, God has spoken to you about this person, I was really so sure about this person. So I didn't bother about the chemistry. I just knew it was what it was for me. And when I saw her physically, she was all that I ever wanted. In fact, I saw her in picture, so I was satisfied in picture. So I didn't really need to see her physically. Trust me, I didn't really need to see her physically. I just saw the picture, and that was it for me. That did it for me. So yeah.
Well, I was, before we met in person, I was a little bit concerned about how we would mesh together. We got along so well messaging each other. We, FaceTimed a lot, but I was thinking, okay, is it going to be the same when we meet in person? So that was my concern. And then earlier on, when we were like first getting to know each other, long distance, and all we had was Facebook, I would stalk his pictures. Like I would take time and like really take a
I
look
kept
at this person.
I kept sending her pictures every Sunday, almost every Sunday.
Yeah, we sent pictures. Sunday was our day because we would go to church, and then after church we would send each other pictures. But like when it was earlier on in the relationship, when we were still getting to know each other, I would like take some time out and like really go through his photos. Like remember I said I wanted to be attracted to my husband, and I just really wanted to take a good look at him. And I was like, okay, he's handsome. He's handsome. He dresses well. Yes. I did notice that you are shorter than I am. Like I did notice in the pictures,
Proudly short, nice,
short
young
guy.
boy.
But like I would see him in pictures with his friends, and he would be like one of the shortest guys in the picture. So, I was like, okay, he's shorter. Yeah. And back when I made my list, I said, okay, I hope he's taller than me or at least the same height as me.
I'm the same height. Don't even go there.
You're not.
I am.
You're
I'm.
1 inch shorter than me. Like I'm five
I don't
four,
know.
you're 5'3".
Women always win. So
So I did notice that when we met in the airport for the first time and we hugged, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, he's shorter. But I still gave it a chance. I let it go, ladies. Don't be so quick to count people out. So on my very first trip to Nigeria, we just kind of chilled. Like I guess we talked. Um, your mom flew in from
yeah, from
Abuja.
Abuja. My mom stays in Abuja, so she came all the way to see our wife, like we call it in Nigeria.
And I was nervous, like I was kind of nervous to meet her, but I just said, "Okay, Brisha, don't stress. Just be yourself, and it'll work out." So I met
Yeah,
my
she was so
mother-in-law,
worried.
and it all turned out well. A few activities we did while I was in Nigeria. We went to the beach. That was my favorite day
Yeah, we
that we
have
spent together.
you have a lot of beaches in Nigeria, so
Yeah, we
I
went
make
to
sure
the
I took
beach. What else did
a
we do?
private beach.
Yeah, we like kind of roamed the streets, just kind of like shopping a little bit. We kind of like explored the streets. We were
We
in,
went to Oshodi. Guys, I refused for her to enter Uber. We jumped downfall. I made sure she experienced the Lagos life. She jumped downfall. Downfall. They call it downfall.
yeah, that was fun too. Like that was fun. Like I enjoyed all the experiences, everything that one should experience when they visit Nigeria. I got to experience it.
Yeah,
We also went to
I
this
made that
really
possible.
cool. Yes, you did. We also went to this really cool art museum, which was also a restaurant too.
Yes,
And I tried
yes.
jollof rice, and it was the best jollof rice. I don't remember the name of this place, but it was on the island, I think.
Yeah, Victoria Island.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't
and
remember the name too, but it was good.
yeah, that was one of the best experiences. I met your friends. I met some of your friends,
Kanayo.
your mom, and we went to church. Guys, okay, so I arrived in Nigeria. The first day I arrived in Nigeria was on a Saturday. So Sunday, the next day, we went to church. Tell them what happened on Sunday.
The proposal.
He proposed to me.
We're gonna talk about it
We are going
in
to
the next
talk
video.
more about that in our next video. It's the Valentine's season, and we thought what better time to do it than now. So we hope you guys enjoyed hearing about a little bit about our love story. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and like, share, comment, do whatever needs to be done. You know what needs to be done. And we will see you again in the next video.
Bye bye.